Hello, I'm Ransom Ryder. I'm hanging out in the kitchen today and I'm making something fantastic. I know it's going to be fantastic. Growing up, I did not have my parents, my grandparents. I don't think anyone in my family had a chili recipe. This today will be the world's best chili. Hang out with me and let's make this together. Now remember, the journey inside the kitchen is better when you share it with friends. Let's be friends. All right. I want to start out with 2 tablespoons of water into my bowl. 2 tablespoons of water. Then this is a teaspoon and a half of baking soda. And this goes in. This is my salt. This is about a teaspoon and a half of salt. In it goes. Let's thoroughly whisk this. Now I'm making this little 3 combo ingredient because we're going to be putting the hamburger meat in it. Now my hamburger meat, I have patted it out into 1-pound increments. I'm going to be using 2 pounds. This is an 80-20. I like 80-20. A lot of people like the 85-15, but I am all about a little bit of added fat in my hamburger meat. Fat is flavor. Don't forget that. Fat is flavor. And later on in this recipe, stick around because we're going to be using some spices that don't really combine with water. They combine with oil. Secret. It's a secret. It's the secret to a really good chili, and this is the world's best chili. But the ground chuck, which is the 85-15, this is the 80-20, which I like. I do pat these out into the 1-pound sizes, and then I freeze them so that I can pull them out later. Because if you were just making a smaller batch, you could reduce the recipe, and 1 pound might be good. Now, this baking soda is actually going to help this hamburger meat brown in the pan, and as we cook it inside the chili, it's going to tenderize the meat as it cooks because we're going to be baking. We're going to bake this chili. You don't want to miss it. So we're going to set this aside and let it set for about 20 minutes, 30 minutes as I get the spices ready. We want that to just thoroughly absorb those ingredients. We want it to absorb and start the process of tenderizing this hamburger meat. Nobody wants a chewy piece of hamburger, right? So I'm going to set it to the side. Let's get into the next step. Spices. So into the chilies I go. Now these are nice fresh chilies. These have been dried, but you can tell they're pliable, so they're going to have tons of flavor. They're going to be so good inside this chili. Now what I want to do here is just rip these apart, and I want to pull out this big woody stem. We'll get rid of the stems, and then a lot of the seeds will just fall out. I want the bulk of these out. And then once we get these all de-stemmed and de-seeded, I'll be right back and we're going to put them into a pot and we're going to toast them a little bit. These are going to be delicious. Stay with me because the world's best chili, it's coming. All right, but a few seeds don't really hurt. That one was exceptionally seedy. You're a seedy pepper. All right, let's get these in because I'm going to want to toast these. I want them to pull those flavors forward so that you know you've got a nice piece of pepper. Now, I don't want them burn up, right? So if they start to burn, that's not really what I'm going for. I just want these to crisp up a little bit so that they'll be easy for the next step, which is the food processor, because we're going to need to turn these into powder. This is going to be the base for my delicious world's best homemade chili. And this is about 6 poblano peppers that have been dehydrated. So the flavor is gonna be delicious because I did these at home. I put these in a big dehydrator and dehydrate these. Woo, I can smell those. I don't want them to burn. Just give them a stir. Get my last one in there. And I will use this pot for my onions, my garlic, the upcoming spices. But back home in the Smokies, we just really didn't have a recipe. Now, if these start smoking, you immediately take them off the heat because we don't want them burned. About 4 to 7 minutes, depending on the level of heat that you have your pot on. And I think that's good for right now. And now I'm gonna wanna put these right into my food processor. Let's grab these, put them in. All right, my chili peppers are out. I have these into my processor. Now I'm gonna wanna go ahead and add some corn chips. These are gonna bulk up my mixture, and normally you could use like masa. I have these corn chips handy, and I'm just gonna go ahead and break these up a little bit and pop them right into my mixer. This will give me some bulk, and it will allow the chili peppers to really mix and blend. And do refer to my recipe so you can get the exact measurements on this. This is 2 tablespoons of cumin. It's gonna really layer up the chili, make it taste unique and flavorful. And I'm really about layering up the flavors. We want a taste sensation. Now, this is a mild paprika. Let's get that in. We're gonna go in with garlic powder, and this looks to be about a tablespoon of garlic powder. And that's just the powder, there's no salt in that. Then I wanna come in with my coriander. I did use the mortar and pestle. I had coriander seeds, but I needed this to be powder, so I pounded this here in the kitchen, and it's now a powder. Let's put it in. This is coriander about a tablespoon. And my oregano, this is really gonna liven everything up. It's gonna give it a fresh, bright flavor. Little surprise. And then to top it off, one of my favorite seasonings that I grew up with, this was on the table all the time, black pepper. And it goes. Now, just a touch of thyme. This is another one of those, those spices are really coming at me. They're potent together. Let's pop this in. That was about 1/4 or 1/2 of a teaspoon. You know, and this you can adjust the flavors based on how you like it. All right, now I've got a few more ingredients here. We're gonna wait about these, and they're gonna go in to my pan. Let's get the lid on this and get this processed. I'm gonna wanna process this until it's really smooth in a powder form. It's gonna take several minutes, maybe 2 to 3, depending on the speed and the quality of your processor. But you want it to be like a consistent powdered look, like a chili powder, this is gonna be a chili powder. Let's blend it. All right, now my spices, they are ready to go. I mean, I can look at this. I'm gonna remove my blade. Safety in the kitchen, this blade super sharp. And I'm gonna take a look at this. I've unplugged my unit. This looks like a nice consistency. Now that's ready to go. All right, I have the heat back on my Dutch oven. I'm gonna use some EVOO extra virgin olive oil. You want a good high quality extra virgin olive oil. I'm just gonna coat the bottom of my pan, and then I'm gonna come in, and I actually wanna go in first with my onions. I'm gonna pop these onions in and just cook them till they're translucent. This is about a medium white onion. I really don't, any of the colors of onions, I'm okay with it. If you wanted to use a red onion, I'm okay with that here. I love a good cooked onion. So I'm just gonna let this come up to heat, and I want my onions to be translucent. Now, I love my chili with beans. Remember, I'm using ground beef. So it's okay to have some beans in your chili when you're using ground beef. And I like ground beef. I'm a fan. Oh, these onions, these spices, it all smells so good, so aromatic. The whole kitchen just smells fantastic. This is gonna be a treat, an absolute treat. Do you make your chili from scratch? Do you buy it in a can? If you buy your chili in a can, what brand do you get? Do you get it with beans or without? Leave me a comment down below. I'd love to hear from you. And send me your favorite chili recipe. Let's share. The journey in the kitchen is so much better when you hang out and share with friends. Leave me a comment. All right, my onions are looking translucent. I want to come in. This is about 3 cloves of garlic, maybe 4. Let's put those in. I'm just going to let those cook briefly, around a minute, because garlic can really overcook quickly. Let's give that a stir. Now, I know this pan looks kind of small, but remember, we did a little bit of extra work on this beef. It's got baking soda in it, and it's been setting for about 30 minutes. Let's pop it in. And that baking soda is going to allow this to be very tender, and it's going to allow it to brown beautifully. Now, this beef is going to take around 12 to 14 minutes. I want this to brown. And I do have my camp stove on a medium. But this is something you kind of want to keep an eye on and give it a stir every once in a while. Now, I have made the Texas style chilies with chunks of beef and no beans. But I love the ground hamburger and beans added. I really do. I'm having a sip of tea. It's a nice black pico. I do like Earl Grey, but black pico is a yes from me. The spices that we have here, it's good to keep in mind that these spices, they blend with oils. You know, your oils are going to pick up the flavor from this spice, and it's going to just keep those flavors. So I know you're tempted to drain off the fat and do away with some of it, but really, you're going to want to keep that. Don't drain the fat off. I'm going to come in with a little bit of sugar. This is 2 teaspoons of sugar. It's going to allow those flavors to just really celebrate how good they are. Sugar, it absolutely can help a recipe be the best it can be. Let's pop it in. Then I'm going to come in with a little bit of smoke flavor. I love a little bit of, I can smell that smoke flavor. This is 2 teaspoons of smoke flavor. I'm going to pop that in. That's going to make it seem like we stood over the grill outside when really we didn't. Now I'm going to come in with 1 cup of beef broth. And then I'm going to come in with a cup of water. Let's give this a stir. Ooh, that's looking good, smelling good. Now, I do have my oven set to 275 degrees because we are going to let this cook for a while in the oven once I finish up adding all the ingredients. Now I'm going to come in with my spice mixture. This is my poblano peppers and all that goodness. So I'm going to add that. And these are going to they're going to meld, they're going to bind, they're going to marry the oil in there, and it's going to be so tasty. Now, remember, I like beans, so I'm actually going to come in with just a few beans. This is a kidney bean and a pinto bean. I like a combination. I would even love a black bean added to this, and I've left the juice on. This is about, 18 ounces, 16 to 18 ounces. Let's pour those in. And I wouldn't mind a few more beans in this. You know, put a few more if you like them. Beans are in, and then my final addition almost final, I'm going to put in my tomatoes. And these are just finely diced tomatoes. If you have whole tomatoes, just chop them or run them through your food processor. Oh, look at that. This is smelling like a celebration. Give me some cheese, give me some crackers, some chips. We're gonna be so happy when this gets finished cooking. Now, this is all the ingredients are here. You know, sometimes I add a little bit of an addition of like a good smoky chili paste, but I think that we're gonna be just okay. Oh, I'm smelling that aroma. This is gonna go straight into my oven where this is gonna cook at 275 degrees for about 2 hours. Come back, hang out with me for the taste testing. The best part, don't miss it. My chili is out of the oven. I have let it cool down for just a few minutes. About 15, 20 minutes, I've let this cool down. It's looking absolutely fantastic. It smells fantastic. Oh. Now I am gonna finish this with a little bit of apple cider vinegar. This is about 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. I just want to bring a little bit of acidity to this. And you'll see that I have some oil on top of this. Remember the spices that we used in this, the oil and the spices, they combine. It intensifies those flavors. Don't remove the oil. It's going to be part of that deliciousness. Let's put this vinegar in. And then let's give this a stir and it will be ready for a taste test. And basically to eat. You could take this right out and serve it. You know, give this, put some sour cream on it, some corn chips, cornbread. So many ways a good, thick, meaty, spicy, aromatic chili can be served. Now this has really got that vinegar. Oh, the smell. I wish you could be here. It just smells absolutely delicious. You can see the bits of hamburger, the beans, the pinto beans, the kidney beans. Let's go ahead and take some of this out and put it into my bowl. Give it a test. Oh, look at that dark, rich color. The depth of spices, the flavors, a little bit of smokiness coming through, those chilies. This is absolutely the best chili you can ever eat. Call your mama because she's gonna want this recipe. So good. I'm gonna have another bite. I hope the camera is picking that up for you. This is absolutely delicious. Just so good. Chili made the right way. I'm gonna have another bite. Please come in, hang out with me. I've got plenty here to pour you a bowl, scoop you out a bowl, give you a big bowl, because you're gonna love it. You're gonna want seconds. I'm Ransom Ryder. The journey in the kitchen is so much better when you share it with friends. Come hang out with me. We'll do some cooking in here and we will have good eats. Bye.